addressing these access points and who wants to deliver the experience to these end users. And then finally, we have the end user perspective, what gets delivered to them. How do we understand that experience? How do we see these kinds of PM Vani kind of programs gets an adaptability? We can roll out a lot of technologies, but how the adoption happens is all about how easy is it for the people to use it and how benefit this. When you come up with a subscriber pricing models or in subscription models, people should be able to see a benefit of it. And if the systems are working well, then obviously they are going to pay for that. Now, our portion of the research or the product is all about how do we understand their experiences and how do we bring that feed to the labs or to these players who are actually developing this technology. So we'll start with some numbers here. Typically, if you see, there are around 8 billion people on the globe, and we see that 60% of the population is already connected to the internet. So India is not lagging back, as Mr. Vivekji has mentioned. We are also having 67% of connectivity. I don't know how many people have access to the potable water or the clean water. Possibly in the next 2 years we will be crossing this in terms of the internet. So it's going to be a much needed system than water. Now, if we have some 5 billion people really using the internet, does it mean we have 5 billion devices? That's not the case. We see that each person here is holding multiple devices. That's the same thing with our homes too. We have multiple devices going on. So if you see, there are two graphs here. One of them is looking at how the population is growing, and the other one talks about how the devices are going to grow. Today we have around 13 billion devices and 8 billion population. In the next couple of years we will be doubling, tripling these numbers. Population may not grow at the same rate. There are huge sets of IoT devices or what kind of devices you talk about, they are all coming into the play. Now all of them need some kind of network access, M2M, or IoT kind of things, 5G, cellulars, whatever we talk about. So what are these devices going to do to these networks, and how are these service providers under stress? If you look at today, there is 13 zettabytes of data being pumped per year. Zetta is like 10^421, I don't know how many zeros we have to put for that. And then you look at, it is a huge number of packets that are being transmitted.
To deliver a network which is a collaboration of both the technologies, and yet it delivers exactly what is being looked for. So there has been use cases defined and demonstrated which involve both 5G and Wi-Fi 7 together. We at HFCL, we are implementing one of the first private 5G along with Wi-Fi 7 in our own factory in Hyderabad. Again, the question comes, why Wi-Fi 7? If we have 4G or 5G, why do we need to really invest time, money, effort, energy in implementing something which we can solve with another alternate technology? There have been challenges with 4G and 5G as well. The license spectrum itself is a huge cost. Especially in India, people know that the operators have to pay a lot of money to the government to own the license spectrum. So that the cost itself is the major barrier for operators to go all out and deploy everywhere, because spectrum is limited and spectrum is expensive. Unless they see a return on their investment, they would not like to make an investment. Added on top of this, the deployment cost. Everyone knows that per tower, if I have to deploy a 4G site versus a 5G site versus a Wi-Fi site, the cost can be there is no comparison. It can be tens of maybe 15x times the difference, or maybe even more. Being an expensive spectrum, I would not like, being an operator, if I am an operator, I would not deploy in places where I have less ARPU, less number of users, especially rural areas. I would not want to make this investment unless I get value on return. So coverage becomes another challenge in 4G and 5G kind of technology.
We thank you, sir, once again for wonderfully moderating this session. Thank you, Dr. Shiv Kumar. And ladies and gentlemen, we once again take this opportunity to thank all our eminent speakers who joined us on the virtual mode. We do appreciate you sharing all the valuable insights with us, even despite you could not make it here physically to the conference. But from our side, we will be couriering you the memento and the small token of gratitude at your address. Ladies and gentlemen, with that we thank our eminent panel, requesting you all, sir, for a group photograph. Kindly step forward.